Hello everyone and welcome to the part 3 playthrough of the Dream Master map. In this part we continue our expansion on surface and underground, while Mario still works towards freeing El Hummingbird with her ragtag company of troops. Let's watch. And this ogre is our final demon farming opportunity here, and also it is a quest I mentioned in the previous part. The quest to get access to the advanced earth magic. So that's very nice, and we'll have a few other heroes move very shortly. Also in the previous part we were able to farm quite a few skeletons here in the very end with the necromancer. And we got a decent number now, over 2.5 thousands, pretty good. So I'm basically trying to combine my armies at this point. I mean, not armies, but whatever I farmed there. And okay, that's the quest. And here, now that the henchman has advanced earth magic, he can target town portal. Wonderful. And same goes to Cal, who, as you recall, actually might recall, he visited an event in a secret location which gave him a bunch of movement points. I think it was like 9,000 movement points. So he's actually still has around 5,000 left, I think, maybe even more than that. There is another Inferno town further to the west, and it can only be accessed by the henchman, so that's why I want him to move as fast as possible in that direction. But on the way towards it, there is an enemy hero. That we will have to deal first. But in order to deal with him, we'll have to free another hero before that. I want to pass something from the necromancer here. Yeah, the items probably. Okay, I don't remember actually. Maybe I... Okay, I actually don't remember where I'm sending necromancers there. We'll see. So Cal will only need Murdochs for the next fight, and I'm gonna be using him to fight that hero. But that hero has two spells that are mostly of the concern, but not like that great of concern. One spell is Death Ripple. That's a big concern, and we need a Pendant of Life to deal with it, and this pendant is in the inventory of the hero that Kalk is gonna free now. Okay, that's a nasty misclick. A pretty easy fight actually, but when you misclick it becomes a bit annoying, obviously, and not as lossless. That's another hero we will be joining. I hired Ignatius here, which I think is a mistake. In hindsight, it wasn't. I mean, it's not necessarily like a mistake, but the intent was to hire him to fight another hero, a different hero. That Hummingbird will unlock our path towards. But that's because I did not realize that Hummingbird is actually even probably a better hero, actually, to do that. Okay, so that's a hero, and this hero has a Pendant of Life. That's very nice. Get some minor movement boost here, and probably, yeah, we see like a butt of the horse of the hero. We will be fighting shortly. So this hero has a Death Ripple. That's a very strong one, actually. He has like 80 over 80 spell power, so we don't want to let him cast this Death Ripple, actually. And another spell is an Animate Dead, but I mean, he has a high spell power, sure, he will resurrect quite a few units, but his army is almost purely zombies, so they're slow. And basically he doesn't have anything apart from these two spells. So all we need to do is out damage the Animate Dead, and basically this hero is dead. And Marius is actually very close to the Hummingbird at this point. She was able to restore some of her mana, but obviously with basic mysticism she doesn't restore all that much. So our mana spending is still kind of a concern. His brother Ryan, it's actually a knight specialist, not a Ryan. At first, when I saw this fella in the editor, I actually thought that it's a first aid specialist. So I thought that, wow, 175 level first aid specialist is gonna be pretty nice, actually. It's gonna make my demon farming even better on low level creatures. But it turned out it's not actually. So, and he doesn't have Town Portal. He does have Earth Magic, so with a scroll of Town Portal he can do pretty good. So that's a fight. As you can see, 92 spell power, but barely any army except for zombies. And also doesn't have any damaging spells except for the Death Repo, so we can just use the clone here. We don't even have to slow the zombies, but just a bit safer this way. And now make sure to damage zombies so that he would be raising them, not skeletons. In general, when you fight someone like this, you don't want AI to raise a killed stack, because, I mean, most of the time it's okay, but sometimes this stack can actually get to move and could be annoying. So it was pretty easy actually. And fun fact, I think maybe it's not actually intended to be that easy, because there was a ring offered, a ring for sale, the Ring of Oblivion, that I actually skipped. And I feel like this ring may have been intended for this fight, but as you can see, it's obviously totally not needed here. And that's one of my pain points. I actually brought Nemos here to get expert pathfinding, and then I actually forgot to grab it. Expert pathfinding, I unfortunately already scrolled past it, but that's a peasant next to a sign, hiding in the bushes there, near the entrance to that village where Nemos went. So that was kind of annoying actually. My Nemos is my fastest hero at this point, and I actually was hoping to make her even faster. And I did not. That sucks. So I did not free a hero where in the very beginning of this part I was fighting an ogre. There is a prison or a hero camp, don't remember. It doesn't matter. And this hero, I mean, I have like very few actually open hero slots, so I really did not want to join it. This hero is pretty useless. He's an ogre specialist with mediocre stats, no earth magic, no town portal, nothing, so I would have to actually spend a bit of time to make this hero worth using. Okay, so Carl goes, actually, that's maybe an interesting point. My intent original was to use Calc to actually take the third Inferno and only use Henchman. Henchman is the hero who actually looks like Calc, a reminder, and Calc is the hero who actually looks like Aiden. So a bit of a confusion here. So I was going to use Kalk to fight there and Henchman to remove the quest guard. But then I changed my mind, so... kind of... It worked out as if Kalk was just ferrying troops for Henchman. Pretty funny. So Marius is actually doing her job here, and she has a pretty tough job actually. So that's her second fight. It's actually kind of an easier fight out of 3. So her mana is at 58 at this point. .58 mana is not bad. Not bad. So I want to soak up as much damage as possible with my demons, so that I would be able to basically resurrect everything with just one cast. And I should probably do it right about now. Also repair the automatons. Waited so that the enemy automaton or enemy juggernaut did not hit me. Okay, so that was a second fight, and the last fight is gonna be quite a bit tougher, and I only have 42 mana, and it means that if I resurrect 2 times here, I won't actually have mana to town portal, so basically I only have 1 resurrection here. A bit annoying. And as you can see, it's like 360 automatons. Sentinel automatons. They have a no retaliation attack, they have explosion, all the nasty stuff. As usual, our most powerful stack is demons here, but obviously we will have to sacrifice some troops here. No way we get to save everything. So we see that like what, a couple, 3, I mean 2 automatons did not activate, and I think I should be killing one of them. Okay, that actually, yeah, that killed one. And well, I mean 90 is kind of actually gonna be hard to kill. So should be killing 17, so no explosion damage from that. This one did not activate, that was very fortunate. And the cannon. I did not account for a stupid cannon there. Yeah, probably, I mean, I don't know, 25 or 45. Okay. 25 was kind of, would be good if I didn't have to kill my 2 stacks there, but probably, given that enemies don't have retaliation, they would be very unlikely to actually attack them. So probably just move away and then use titans to kill automatons in 2 shots. Okay, that's my losses. It's not bad, I mean it's actually very good, I think. Even kept a few ifrits for movement on my secondary heroes, and here we go, we freed up a Hummingbird. Tells us a story about how he was betrayed by his guild fellas, how not just he and Zidar was betrayed by them. So, and they discuss plans to go to the monastery Zidar mentioned to the henchman. So El Hummingbird, that's a Elmore hero, navigation specialty, level 100, so you can imagine he's gonna be swimming very well. I give him 3 titans so that he'd have easy time with clearing ships on water. And also good speed with them. I don't really need titans on any other hero. So Marius, she would be able to go to the place where those bounty hunters guard, but there is a 4th town, 4th Inferno town, but it's guarded a bit too heavily for her to handle with this army, and with her mana especially. But even if she had like full mana, I don't think she would be in position to take this town. So I have to actually bail her out from here. And I need to give her expert mysticism. Okay, so of course I need to pass some items to El Calibri, El Hummingbird, from Marius, because I intend to bring him back, all the way back to the place, the quest guard that we came across in the previous part. The quest guard that looked like a headhunter unit, basically the guard closing the way towards one of the enemy locations, the guild that El Hummingbird mentioned there. So 14 sailors, or crewmates I think. It's not bad. Some decent meat in hands of Waterbird. I may have intended to convert 46 horned demons to regular demons there. I know that I did think about it. But then I just didn't really care about it that much. So I will just put them somewhere to basically forget about them for a while. So I actually at this point think that I need more knowledge on Floribird, like really very much, because more knowledge means that I have the hero restores more mana every turn. Basically, for every knowledge point you restore 3 more mana points. That's actually very significant, especially for a hero like Floribird who has very little mana and who needs to use some mana to farm demons. He'll have to town portal, he'll have to maybe blind occasionally, so does need some mana for sure. And especially like best case scenario, if he has a clone spell, he can use that to farm up to like what, 4 to 5 stacks in each fight. That's actually pretty good. But that means that he needs a lot of mana, right? It's like 3 to 4 clone casts. So I said that I forgot where I sent Necromancer Fellow before, but yeah, obviously now I remember. Necromancer's goal is to join with Hummingbird and enter the area in the north. The Forgotten Bay, I think the location is called. There is a hero named Murdoch, I think. That's a factory archery specialist. And he has a bunch of shooters, like 5 stacks of shooters in his army. And a pretty strong stats actually, and I think a relatively high level too. So basically, to deal with a hero like that, you need either expert water to cast Forgetfulness. There is a Forgetfulness scroll there. Or you need a very fast or strong army, preferably with tactics. So if I had like maybe decent tactics, maybe haste, expert haste would be good, and like a number of demons, maybe 1,000. I don't know, maybe like depending on the hero strength, obviously. Maybe don't need that much. Then I could use like haste turn 1 and basically overwhelm the enemy. That's another option. So that was actually the hero for whom I was preparing Ignatius before that. And well, it turned out I don't need him. Ignatius does have earth magic already, so in some sense he is better than Hummingbird, because I would be able to resurrect some units in that fight. But I think, not sure, maybe I am wrong, but I think Murdoch has blind immunity. So actually it would be a bit of a challenge to win this fight fast and also resurrect something. And also Ignatius' stats are like around 10 less across the board than El Hummingbird's, so that's kind of a very impactful point. So I did farm a few demons there with Floribird. Okay, so there we go, this guy's Karl holds demons, holds Magogs for the henchman here, very kindly of him. As I said, I intended to do the fighting behind this quest guard with Karl, but I actually found a better use later on. Fortunately, it's actually the fact that he basically carried the troops for the henchman allowed the henchman to actually reach the target town as fast as possible, and did not prevent me from doing what I actually figured out I can and should do with Karl. Turned out pretty well. I'll probably see if I can farm demons somewhere. Convert my upgraded demons to unupgraded, basically. Which, like, in the hindsight, I think it was kind of stupid. In general, most of the time when I play demon farming, I do not upgrade my demons. And I do not upgrade them for probably one reason. I mean, I don't play like Mario's level 140 to begin with, but in general, when I play demon farming, I can and often do demon farm on my main hero. And it means that main hero, if I actually use demons, which if you demon farm you kind of should be doing, it means that if I upgrade demons, then this hero will be constantly carrying both upgraded and unupgraded demons, which results in basically spreading the power across two stacks. It's very similar to the skeletons, you could say, with necromancy, but at least with necromancy you kind of can get upgraded skeletons if you fill all 7 stacks, but that's also very inconvenient, because you can't really have all 7 stacks all the time. So basically that's a question of optimization and convenience. If you have like 1,000 of upgraded demons and 1,000 unupgraded, that's almost always gonna be worse than having 2,000 of unupgraded demons. That's in general, but in this case I have a first aid specialist of level 95, whom I for the most part gonna be using to farm units, so that's actually very important, right? So if I don't farm with my main army, I actually can be upgrading the new demons. And so probably shouldn't have been even contemplating the conversion of 46 demons, upgraded demons to unupgraded. And so henchman goes to take the what it's like third Inferno town. All in all, pretty easy fight. An obvious problem with my approach, I guess, to the fact that I take fights with many heroes. I wouldn't say with all, but like with many. The fact is that I have to share stat rewards between them. Very nice use for the Crystal Dragon there. And we got ourselves a third Inferno. Pretty good. And it's day 6. We have still time to build castle there. Okay, and now a Hummingbird and Necromancer go here. Okay. El Hummingbird basically gets me in. And we'll get some reinforcements here. Kind of pretty strong reinforcements actually. Okay, there we go. That's a very solid army. And I want to send Necromancer a little bit forward. And El Colibri is gonna stay on the garrison and stash units in it. And this Shrine and Scroll there are Forgetfulness. So Forgetfulness is level 3, so naturally I would need a scroll to cast a spell on a hero without wisdom. And that's basically most, not all, water experts, but both Ignatius and Elmer are are not wisdom heroes, so I would need a scroll or either. And scroll is guarded by a bunch of elementals, so that's why I chose Necromancer to go there. He's gonna farm some skeletons and won't have problem actually beating them. So Marius, I think, should go take Mysticism there. That should be pretty obvious. Kalch and Nemus are getting ready to go next turn, so they prepared for maximum movement boost. And I think Zif will also prepare as well. Once Marius goes off this watering hole. Finally, expert mysticism, and also use the opportunity to buy a few scrolls of town portal. You actually can never go too much. I should have bought like maybe a few more. I wouldn't be able to afford that much more, but okay, so basically Marius is gonna be restoring her mana. Unfortunately, she won't be much of a fighter until she restores some. So I will use Ignatius and next turn to ferry army around between my heroes. That's why he won't need that much movement, and I'm fine if he spends the night having slow units in his army. Now last hero should be Marius, and some movement boost there. Not sure. Maybe I intended to use her. I probably did, but fortunately it didn't work out very well. That's not much of a spoiler because you won't see that it did not work out. Probably should have just sent her to like boost some of her stats. Well, Necromancer is gonna be fighting the elementals here. decent number of elementals, as you can see. But with Reanimate dead, we don't have any trouble. Okay, easy enough. Now go back, take remaining army. Okay, give Hummingbird a town portal so that he would be able to just town portal to the new town after I take it. Save a bit of time on him. Equip a ring just so that skeletons would have greater speed than juggernauts after those are slow. It doesn't really matter. Take an extra town portal for Necromancer, because Necromancer doesn't have a town portal anymore. And ferry units to the new town. Now a Hummingbird joins. Gonna take the army. And he will attack the enemy. But first, I want to teach him spells from Axis. Okay, at this point I actually was thinking, should I give the shield to a Hummingbird or not? And the question is kind of obvious if you just look at the defense parameter, for sure, but I actually wanted to replicate a specific setup, RNG random setup in the fight, where my fairy dragons will get to cast Chain Lightning turn 1. And I was not sure actually which shield I should be equipping for that. Like any item actually. Any stat change, any item can... I mean, not sure about item, but stat changes for sure impact randomness. And so I got this, the necessary setup. It helps me like significantly reduce my losses. Otherwise, birds and snakes could deal some damage. Not crazy, but definitely some significant enough. After he casts shield, I can basically cure, and at this point enemy is cooked. Okay, some losses to the annoying factory grail building in the beginning. And like 4 birds, I think, hit my skeletons as well. Okay, he's gonna pass army and items back, and we'll go back. I'm not sure, I may have found a better use for a Hummingbird at this point. My plan is to send him back to the same water and just clean everything up. It's not that meaningful. Could be doing some more useful things for sure, but there we go. So Floribird is gonna farm some more demons here. Basically, I want to use every level 5 and up dwelling for demon farming. I don't really want to be flagging most of them unless I can farm demons off them first. There we go, 81 demons. And it's gonna be another 81 demons here. As you can imagine, it's pretty good conversion, right? Like getting 2 demons off 3 halberdiers. It's like what, like around 100 gold per demon? 105 gold. It's not very expensive, right? So Nemus is my fastest hero. He's gonna go and take another town. I basically want to take over the area that became available to me this day, so that's why I was setting up for maximum movement a few of my heroes. There are pretty long distances to cover. Yeah, I probably forgot to pass town portal. Looks like I did. Yeah, I forgot to pass it to a Hummingbird. And so last demon farming location for this turn, at least. Okay, another 243 demons. Pretty nice. Already, as you can see, got some sizable demon stack forming, and it means that Marius is gonna be a very formidable force, and she's only gonna be even scarier as the time goes. For now though, Nemus needs to break through to the next town, and this next town is quite far, but also guarded by a couple of decent garrisons. Not this one is actually easy in comparison, but like practically speaking, it's not very much different from the other garrisons. Use this fountain to get some extra movement. And we'll also use it again after taking the garrison. So there we go, that's like 10 times more units. And I'm gonna be using fairy dragons to kite the robots, hoping that archdevils on the top are less favorable as a target for juggernauts, and that skeletons and demons on the bottom are intimidating enough to dissuade them. So kind of trying to find a balance here. So far they behave, but the fact that they do not follow some consistent pattern of movement is annoying for sure. Looks like one of them may just go right away. Yes, and they do. So in general, you would prefer to get some consistent pattern. In this case, it's possible that they were breaking away from one another because I have Murdochs in my army. Murdochs are AoE shooting, right? So maybe that's why they kind of try to space out a little bit. I'm not sure. Kind of they still put themselves kind of one tile away. Maybe it's an AI issue. Maybe AI is just not aware of the fact when at least assessing enemy Murdochs. Not aware of the fact that Murdochs can shoot ground. In general, if you really, if I didn't bring Murdochs, that would have definitely had a significant impact on the way the robots would be moving. Okay, don't forget to reapply slow. And basically do not miss when spells run out. Fortunately, that's actually not very much like me. I was quite on top of this in this game, but sometimes I actually mess up very significantly. Happens to me all the time in long fights. So another simple garrison, same basically defense. Very similar layout as well. And my approach is gonna be very similar as well. Here it seems like, because there is a bit more space, they actually don't seem to be moving too randomly, right? They do seem to be blocking each other a little less frequently. Landing some actually nasty hits there. And the fact that they stick together for a triple shot actually even puzzling. But that's actually nice that I managed to kill one stack before it even stormed off at me. That's actually pretty nice. In general, they were not very cooperative. Could have brought out demons a few turns earlier to finish them, but that's fine as well. So we basically Hummingbird discusses why Corcus Corcus is a hero that will be fighting soon, not in this part though. But that hero is in this area in the beginning of this game. So basically we take this town, and Zeef, who was also on a movement speed boost, is gonna be moving towards another town. That's where it is, and also I think there is a hero, yes. Another hero. That's a secondary hero. Zeef has very bad attack defense, so naturally she's not gonna be very successful in like direct combat. But her army is actually still strong enough. Expert Air definitely helped with the haste. A very powerful slow counter. Okay, another town. And we're gonna bring another hero. It's time for Kalch to come. Kalch is another hero who I set up to boost movement as much as possible. And also time to combine another cornucopia. Cornucopias are very important. So grab a few useful scrolls. Shield is not really useful though. I already have it in spellbooks. I think I do. But force field is extremely useful occasionally, and earthquake might be useful as well. Although It's probably maybe way later in the game, because it's just too expensive for me to cast. Most of my heroes have like 200, even less mana at this point. So there is a green border gate. I actually did not visit a tent yet. Which I will. There is another hero here. I need to kill Corcus to free it, but the hero like doesn't seem very impressive. Barely reached another town. Corcus is hiding. He's to the northwest from here. Well, not hiding. I don't know, maybe gathering armadillos there, or doing some other important stuff. I initially thought about fighting him with Marius, but he's strong enough to actually take him seriously. She only has, after Town Portal, she would only have 45 mana. So, like at most, she would cast Resurrection twice, and well, that's he's strong enough to actually probably require a bit more. Not necessarily in terms of like resurrection, but maybe like a blind, maybe a slow, maybe something else. But those also mana requirements. So that's the last town. If you remember, I freed the Marius here actually less than a week ago, and the quest guard there, I think it's opened on 141, maybe not, something like that. So we actually taken green out from behind it more than a week before it is opened. Kind of quite happy actually with the result so far. And overall, like day 7 was, I think, very, very good. We covered a large area over this time, captured what, like 5 towns. Maybe even 6 actually. Quite a good progress for sure, and 6 more towns means that I can actually garrison 6 more heroes. And also, very conveniently, I have access through Forgotten Bay. I have access to the black markets I visited before with Floribert, but this access is way more convenient than I used before, so that's very nice. just squeezing a little bit more from remaining movement on my heroes. And I want to boost Marius a little bit. My plan for her is to go progress on the surface after this. But I want to boost her up a little bit, and also I want to restore her mana, so that's why I passed her a skull helmet. That's 2 more knowledge, and as I mentioned, 2 more knowledge is 6 more mana per turn restored with mysticism. So that's very nice actually. She's gonna have a pretty strong enemy to face. Basically, I want her to be strong and kicking ass. As you can see, I hired Lena here, and my intent is to hire more heroes. Obviously, I now have many more towns to work with, where I could garrison more heroes than before. And now I have access to both expert mysticism and advanced earth magic, so I can make use of many more heroes. Anyway, folks, please leave your feedback in the comments below. Share your thoughts about the playthrough or the map itself. I'm very curious. So far, I enjoy the map very much. It has very interesting ideas and in general feels quite challenging. So let me know what you think, and thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next one. Bye.